Welcome to the 11th standard zoology class, unit 3, chapter 7. Today we are going to learn about the circulatory system. In detailed manner, we are going to learn about the structure of the human heart. Everyone knows about the heart. Only the heart is made up of what type of muscle? Cardiac muscle. What's the reason? Because the heart helps in the continuous pumping of the blood. So, only the heart is made up of cardiac muscle. Already we know that there are three types of muscles. What are three types of muscles? Skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle. Only the heart is made up of what type of muscle? Cardiac muscle. So, in detailed manner, today we learn about the structure of the heart. So, it's a rough diagram only. Where the heart is located? The heart is located in the thoracic cavity, and then the heart is covered by the double-walled membrane. The heart is covered by the double-walled membrane. So, the covering of the heart, it is known as what? Pericardium. Say that now, pericardium. The heart is covered by the double-walled membrane. It is known as what? Pericardium. The heart is filled with the, that is pericardium is filled with the fluid. That is known as what? Pericardial fluid. The heart is covered by the membrane. That is known as what? Pericardium. The space between the pericardium, it is a double-walled membrane. The space between the pericardium, that is known as what? Pericardial space. It is filled with the fluid. That is known as what? Pericardial fluid. Then the heart is split into four chambers. So first one is a right auricle. First one is a right auricle. Then the second one is a left auricle. Right or the upper chambers are known as what? Auricles. The lower chambers are known as what? Ventricles. So the heart is split into four chambers: right auricle, left auricle, then a right ventricle and left ventricle. Is it clear? So what are the four chambers of the heart? The upper chambers are known as what? Auricles. The lower two chambers are known as what? Ventricles. That is right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle and left ventricle. So this upper chambers, that is the auricles, are separated by interauricular septum. The two auricles, that is the right auricle and the left auricle. The right auricle and the left auricle, they are separate from each other by the interauricular septum. In the same way, the ventricles are separate from each other by the interventricular septum. Make it clear with this. Then the two auricles, that is the right auricle and the left auricle. The two auricles are separate from each other. That is from the ventricles by the auriculoventricular aperture or the septum. The two auricles are separate from each other by the interauricular septum. The two ventricles, right ventricle and the left ventricle, they are separate from each other by the interventricular septum. The two auricles, the right auricle and the left auricle, the auricles are separate from each other from the ventricles by the auriculoventricular aperture. The structure of the heart was given by the Raymond D. Wiesens. One more question. The structure of the heart was described by the Raymond D. Wiesens. So next we learn about the right auricle. The right auricle always receives the deoxygenated blood. The right auricle always receives deoxygenated blood through the superior vena cava and then through the inferior vena cava. So this superior means what? Anterior. Superior means what? Anterior. So the superior vena cava collects the deoxygenated blood from the anterior part of the body. So inferior means what? Posterior. So the inferior vena cava, it collects the deoxygenated blood from the posterior part of the body, and where it opens into the right auricle. So remember children, the right auricle is always filled with what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood. At the same time, the left auricle is filled with the oxygenated blood. That will see detail. So the right auricle opens with the right ventricle. The right auricle opens with the right ventricle. So let me raise your right hand. The right auricle opens with the right ventricle. So in the right auricle, between the right auricle and the right ventricle, there are three flaps are present. It is a tricuspid wall. It is known as what? Tricuspid wall. The right auricle opens with the right ventricle. The right auricle opens with the right ventricle through the three flaps. That is a tricuspid wall. So now the right ventricle is filled with what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood. Okay. Then from the right ventricle, from the right ventricle, there arises a pulmonary artery. So we know that arteries always carries what type of blood? Oxygenated blood. Arteries always carries the oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. So from the right ventricle there is what? Pulmonary artery. It carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. The right auricle receives what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood through the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava through the tricuspid wall. The right auricle opens with the right ventricle. So in the right ventricle there arises a pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery carries a deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. So in the lungs the exchange of gases takes place and then through the four pulmonary veins. So here, through the four pulmonary veins, the left auricle receives the oxygenated blood. Then a left auricle opens to the left ventricle. Through the bicuspid wall, or the mitral wall, because it consists of only two flaps. So it is called as what? Bicuspid or the mitral wall. The right auricle opens into the right ventricle through the bicuspid wall or the mitral wall. So now the left auricle is filled with what type of blood? Oxygenated blood. Can you understand? So the left auricle opens into the left ventricle through the bicuspid wall. Now the left ventricle is filled with what type of blood? Oxygenated blood. In the left ventricle, there arises a aorta. So one more question. This aorta is the largest artery. It supplies oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body. Then in the right ventricle as well as in the left ventricle, the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So it is bordered by the semilunar valves. So what's the function of this valve? It prevents the backward flow of the blood. The semilunar valves in the pulmonary artery as well as in the aorta, it prevents the backward flow of the blood. Is it clear? It's in a simple manner. It's very easy. So what is the first one? The heart is made up of what type of muscle? Cardiac muscle. Then who described the structure of the heart? Raymond D. Buses. So the heart consists of four chambers. What are they? The upper chambers are known as what? Auricles. The lower chambers are known as what? Ventricles. The two auricles are separated from each other by the interauricular septum. The two ventricles are separated from each other by the interventricular septum. The auricles and the ventricles are separated by the auriculoventricular aperture. So remember, the right auricle always receives the deoxygenated blood. Through the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior means what? Anterior. So the superior vena cava collects the deoxygenated blood from the anterior part of the body. At the same time, the inferior vena cava collects the deoxygenated blood from the posterior part of the body and where it opens with the right auricle. At the same time, the left auricle is filled with the oxygenated blood through the four pulmonary veins. Now the auricles opens into the ventricles through the tricuspid as well as with the bicuspid. The right auricle now is filled with what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood. In the right ventricle, the arises what? Arises the pulmonary artery. The arteries always carries what type of blood? Oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. So this pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. In the alveoli, in the lungs, the alveoli, the exchange of gases takes place and the blood is purified, and then this oxygen blood is taken to the left auricle through the four pulmonary veins. Now the left auricle is filled with the oxygenated blood. The left auricle opens to the left ventricle through the bicuspid or the mitral valve. It consists of only two flaps. So the left ventricle arises the aorta. So aorta supplies the oxygen blood to the all the parts of the body. So the aorta is the largest artery. So this pulmonary artery and the aorta, they are bordered by the semilunar walls. So the main function of the walls is to prevent the backward flow of the blood. Next we learn about the layers of the heart. The heart wall is made up of three layers. First one is an epicardium, second one is an myocardium, third one is an endocardium. So what are three layers of the heart? Epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. So epi means what? Outer. Epi means what? Outer. Myo, it forms as a middle layer. And endo means what? Inner layer. So what are the three layers of the heart? First one is an epicardium, second one is an myocardium, and the inner one is an endocardium. So this myocardium is thrown into the irregular ridges or the foldings. Is thrown into the irregular ridges or the foldings. This is called as a trabeculae carneae. Say the term trabeculae carneae. So this trabeculae carneae is modified. The trabeculae carneae is modified into the cardiac dendrite. Is modified into the cardiac dendrite. Make it sure of the terms. So what is the first one? The myocardium is thrown into the irregular ridges or the foldings. What is the name of this foldings? Trabeculae carneae. It is known as what? Trabeculae carneae. So this trabeculae carneae is modified into the cardiac dendrite. Is modified into the cardiac dendrite. Say that the trabeculae carneae, cardiac dendrite. The myocardium is thrown into the irregular ridges or the foldings. That is known as what? Trabeculae carneae. This trabeculae carneae is modified into the cardiac dendrite. So this cardiac dendrite is attached to the lower end of the heart. It is attached to the lower end of the heart by the papillary muscles. It is attached to the lower end of the heart by the papillary muscles. Is it clear? So what are the three layers of the heart? Epicardium, myocardium, endocardium. The myocardium is thrown into the irregular ridges known as what? Trabeculae carneae is modified into the cardiac dendrite. It is attached to the lower end of the heart by the papillary muscles. We learn about the origin and conduction of the heartbeat. So the cells with the fastest rhythm are called as what? Pacemaker. The cells with the fastest rhythm are called as what? Pacemaker. The heart is a myogenic. The heart is a myogenic. The cells with the fastest rhythm, that is known as what? Pacemaker. So this pacemaker, it determines the contraction rate of the entire heart. It determines the contraction rate of the entire heart. So this pacemaker, it is located on the right auricle. The pacemaker is located on the right auricle. So here on the left side of the right auricle, there is a auriculoventricular node. So which determines the contraction rate of the entire heart. That is a pacemaker or sino-auricular node. Pacemaker or sino-auricular node. On the left side of the right auricle, there is a auriculoventricular node. So the impulse from the sino-auricular node is then passed on to the auriculoventricular node. So this auriculoventricular node is from this, it is divided into two branches. So that is known as what? Bundle of Peace. So it passes down into the interventricular septum. And then it enters into the entire ventricle. This bundle of Peace, it divides into many fibers. So these fibers are known as what? Purkinje fibers. The fibers are known as what? Purkinje fibers. Make it simple. So where the contraction of the entire heart starts? It starts with the sino-auricular node. So where the sino-auricular node is located? It is located on the right auricle. The impulse from the sino-auricular node is then passed on to the auriculoventricular node. The auriculoventricular node impulse is then passed on to the interventricular septum. Then it divides into two branches. So these branches are known as what? Bundle of His. So this bundle of His, it enters into the entire ventricles. Further it divides into many branches. These branches are known as what? Purkinje fibers. So the contraction rate is determined by the sodium intake, that is by the rapid is taken by the rapid depolarization of the cell membrane. So it is accompanied by the sodium intake and by the reduction of the potassium efflux. Efflux means what? Outside, that is the sodium is taken in and the potassium is given outside. And then it is also accompanied by the calcium. Next we learn about the contraction of the heartbeat. So the rhythmic contraction and expansion of the heart is called as a heartbeat. So what is a heartbeat? The rhythmic or continuous contraction and the relaxation of the heart is called as a heartbeat. So the contraction of the heart is called as a systole. So what is a systole? The contraction of the heart is called as a systole. The relaxation of the heart is called as a diastole. The relaxation of the heart is called as what? Diastole. So what is a heartbeat? The rhythmic or continuous contraction and relaxation of the heart is called as a heartbeat. The contraction of the heart is called as a systole. The relaxation of the heart is called as a diastole. So here during the heartbeat, there are two types of sounds are here. The first sound is a love sound. The first sound is a love sound. This sound is here due to the closure of the auriculoventricular valves. That is what are the auriculoventricular valves? That is a tricuspid and the bicuspid valve. Tricuspid and the bicuspid valve. So there you can see this tricuspid valve in the right side. Between the right auricle and the right ventricle, the valve present is a tricuspid valve. So the bicuspid valve is present between the left auricle and the left ventricle. By the closure of the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve, we can able to hear the love sound. The second sound is a dub sound. Second sound is a dub sound. So this sound is here due to the closure of the semilunar valves. So there you can see the semilunar valves in the pulmonary artery as well as in the aorta. Pulmonary artery as well as in the aorta. The rhythmic contraction and expansion of the heart is called as what? Heartbeat. So the contraction of the heart is called as what? Systole. The relaxation of the heart is called as a diastole. There are two sounds are here. That is the first sound is a love sound. It is due to the closure of the auriculoventricular valve. That is the closure of the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve. The second sound is a dub sound. It is here due to the closure of the semilunar valve. That is a pulmonary artery. That is the valve present in the pulmonary artery as well as in the aorta. So these sounds can be tested or diagnosed through the stethoscope. So this heartbeat, it indicates the clinic, it helps with the clinical significance. It helps to find out any malfunctioning of the valves or else in the heartbeat. The heartbeat, it indicates the clinical significance. The increased heart rate. The increased heart rate is called as a tachycardia. The increased heart rate is called as a tachycardia. And then the decreased heartbeat. The decreased heartbeat is called as a bradycardia. One more question. So what is a tachycardia? The increased heart rate is called as a tachycardia. The decreased heartbeat is called as a bradycardia. Next we learn about the types of blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels are present. First one is arteries, second one veins, and third one capillaries. What are three types of blood vessels? Arteries, veins, and capillaries. So all these blood vessels are lined by the three internal layers. The first one is a tunica intima. It is a inner tunica intima. Then the second middle layer is a tunica media, and the outer is a tunica externa. So what are the three layers? First one is a tunica intima, tunica media and tunica externa. So this tunica intima, it lines the vascular endothelium, that is the internal lining of the blood vessels. Then this tunica media, it is formed of the smooth muscles. This smooth muscles, it brings about the contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels. That is a vasodilation and vasoconstriction. The tunica externa, it is formed of the collagen fibers. There are three types of blood vessels. What are they? Arteries, veins and capillaries. All these blood vessels are formed of the three layers. So what is the first one? Tunica intima, it lines the vascular endothelium. Then tunica media, it is composed of the smooth muscles. The contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles, it brings about the vasoconstriction and vasodilation. The outer layer is the tunica externa. It is formed of the collagen fibers. The next we learn about the arteries. So these arteries, they carry the blood away from the heart. The arteries always carries the blood away from the heart. So this arteries always carries the oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. So this pulmonary artery we studied in the right ventricle. In the structure of the heart. So the right ventricle carries the pulmonary artery. So the arteries always carries what type of blood? Oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. So there are no walls are present in the arteries. So the arteries are thick wall. The arteries are thick wall and there are no walls are present. And then these arteries divides into 5 branches. These 5 branches of arteries are known as what? Capillaries. The 5 branches of arteries are known as what? Capillaries. The next we learn about the veins. The veins always carries deoxygenated blood. The veins always carries the deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein in the left auricle from the lungs. So the give rise the oxygen blood to the left auricle. So the pulmonary vein always carries the oxygenated blood. All the veins carries the deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. And then this the veins are thin wall. The veins are thin wall. And the next we learn about the capillaries. The 5 branches of arteries are known as what? Capillaries. So these capillaries, they have the mixed type of blood. It contains both the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. So we just recall it. There are 3 types of blood vessels. What are they? Arteries, veins and capillaries. Then the layers are tunica intima, tunica media and tunica externa. The arteries always carries the oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. The veins always carries the deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. The capillaries are 5 branches and it contains a mixed type of blood, both oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. Next we learn about the coronary artery. The arteries are usually around the heart. The coronary arteries usually around the heart. It forms like a crown. Hence it is known as what? Coronary artery. The arteries usually surround or around the heart. The arteries are usually seen around the heart. It forms like a crown. Hence it has got the name coronary artery. So this coronary artery divides into left coronary artery and right coronary artery. It divides into left coronary artery and right coronary artery. So this coronary arteries supplies the oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. The coronary artery, it forms a crown around the heart. So it is known as what? Coronary artery. It divides into right and the left. So this coronary artery supplies the oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. The coronary vein collects the deoxygenated blood from the walls of the heart and where it opens into the right auricle. The next we learn about the anastomosis. Say the term anastomosis. So already we learned that these arteries divides into 5 branches. They are known as what? Capillaries. So all the arteries do not form as a capillaries. Some arteries they form as a anastomosis. Some arteries they form as what? Anastomosis. That is the connection between the blood vessels. That is known as what? Anastomosis. It's a blood vessels, that is known as what? Anastomosis. It forms a alternate route of blood flow. Next we learn about the body fluids. So this body fluid, it consists of the water and other substances which dissolve in them. So this body fluids, it is of two types. One is intracellular and second one is extracellular. So intra means what? Within, that is the fluid which present within the cell, that is inside the cell, that is known as what? Intracellular. So extracellular means what? The fluid which is present outside the cell. So intra means what? The fluid present within the cell, inside the cell, that is known as what? Intracellular. The fluid present outside the cell, that is known as what? Extracellular. Again, this extracellular, it is of three types. The first one is interstitial. The first one is interstitial. Then the second one is plasma, and the third one is lymph. This extracellular fluid, body fluid, it is of three types. What are they? Interstitial fluid, plasma, and the lymph. So this interstitial fluid, that is, it surrounds the cell. That is, it surrounds the cell. Then this plasma, it is a fluid component of the cell. The plasma is a fluid component of the cell, and the third one is the lymph. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. The blood consists of plasma and the blood cells. So this plasma is constituted about the 55%. It's a 1 mark question. The plasma is constituted about 55% of the total blood volume. And the blood cells. What are the types of blood vessels? That is your RBC, WBC, and the platelets. So this blood cells, it consists of 45% of the total blood volume. So the blood is a fluid connective tissue. The blood consists of plasma and the blood cells. The plasma, it consists about 55% of the total blood volume, and the blood cells. What are the blood cells? RBC, WBC, and platelets. So it forms about the 45% of the total blood volume. Then next we learn about the plasma. So this plasma, it consists of the plasma proteins. It consists of the plasma proteins, then organic substances, inorganic substances, and respiratory gases. The plasma, it consists of water, plasma proteins, organic substances, inorganic substances, and respiratory gases. So this plasma, there are four types of plasma proteins are there. The first one is albumin, then a second one is globulin, then a third one is prothrombin and thrombin. So what are the four types of plasma proteins? Albumin, globulin, prothrombin, and thrombin. So say the terms: albumin, globulin, prothrombin, and thrombin. So this albumin, it helps to maintain the osmotic pressure. It's a 1 mark question. The albumin, it helps to maintain the osmotic pressure, and then this globulin, it plays a very important role in the immune system, and then this prothrombin and the thrombin, it helps with the clotting of the blood. So all these plasma proteins are synthesized in the liver. It's a 1 mark question. The plasma, it consists of what? Water, plasma proteins. What are the types of plasma proteins? Albumin, globulin, prothrombin, and thrombin. What is the function of the albumin? Osmotic pressure. This globulin, it helps in the immune system, and then this prothrombin and the thrombin helps in the clotting of the blood. Then all these plasma proteins are synthesized or produced in the liver. Next we will learn about the RBC, that is red blood corpuscles. So this red blood corpuscles, they are abundant when compared to the other blood cells. They are abundant in number when compared to the other blood cells. So the volume of the red blood cells in the healthy man, that is from 5 to 5.5 million cubic millimeter of the blood. In the healthy woman, they are 4.5 to 5 million millimeter cube of the blood. So they are abundant when compared to the other blood cells, and they are 5 to 5 million cubic millimeter of the blood in the healthy man, and in the healthy woman, they are from 4.5 to 5 million millimeter cube of the and then the shape of the RBC is biconcave. The shape of the RBC is biconcave. So as it is a biconcave, it increases the surface volume. It increases the surface volume or the area. Then the red blood cells, it contains a respiratory pigment that is known as what? Hemoglobin. The RBC, it contains a respiratory pigment that is known as what? Hemoglobin. If the main function of the hemoglobin to carry the oxygen, that is it helps in the transport of the respiratory gases and exchange of gases within the cell, that is in the tissue fluid. In the RBC, there is no nucleus, mitochondria, ribosome and endoplasmic reticulum. In the RBC, there is no nucleus, mitochondria, ribosome and endoplasmic reticulum. The lifespan of the RBC is about 120 days. It's a question. After this days, they are destroyed in the spring. After this, they are destroyed in the spring. That is the iron. The iron is again returned into the bone marrow. The iron is again returned to the bone marrow. So again they are differentiated into the stem cells. That is in the kidney there is a hormone secreted. That is a erythropoietin hormone. It's a one-mark question. When there is a low oxygen, when the oxygen is not sufficient, the kidney secretes a hormone that is known as what? Erythropoietin. After the destruction of the RBC, the iron is once again returned back to the bone marrow. Okay, for the reuse. When there is no sufficient oxygen, the kidney secretes a hormone that is known as what? Erythropoietin. Then it can be differentiated into the stem cells of the erythrocytes. Next we learn about the white blood corpuscles or WBC cells. So this WBC cells, they are amoeboid and then with the nucleus and they are colorless. There are two types of WBC cells. They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. What are types of WBC cells? Granulocytes and agranulocytes. So based on the presence or absence of the granules in the cytoplasm. So agranulocytes for you to MLA, that is monocyte, lymphocyte. So what are the examples for the agranulocyte, monocyte and lymphocyte? They are the agranulocytes. They are the agranulocytes. That is, there is no granules in the cytoplasm. There is no granules in the cytoplasm. The remaining cells, that is the granulocytes are basophil, neutrophil and eosinophil. So what are the granulocyte cells? Neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. So it is also a one-mark question. So what are the types of WBC cells? Granulocytes and agranulocytes based on the presence or absence of granules in the cytoplasm. If the granules are present, then it is known as what? Granulocytes. Example, neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. Agranulocytes, A always stands for what? Absence. So there is no granules in the cytoplasm. Example, monocyte and lymphocyte. So this WBC, they help with our immune system and they are 6,000 to 8,000 cubic millimeter of the blood in the healthy individual. The next we learn about the neutrophil. So this neutrophil, they are lobe in structure. They are lobes in structure and these lobes are joined by delicate threads. The lobes are joined by the delicate threads. They are abundant in the blood and they are phagocytic. So what is the meaning of the word phagocytic? Engulfing, swallowing. When foreign microbes or any foreign substances enters into our body, this neutrophil, it just captures and swallows it. So they are phagocytic in nature. So they are more abundant in and around the infected tissues. The next one is the eosinophil. This eosinophil, it is also a lobe, bilobe joined by the delicate membrane. They are not phagocytic. delicate blood. This basophil, it plays a very important role in the inflammation. They are abundant in number at the site of or during the inflammation. The basophil secrete histamine, serotonin, heparin. So what are the secretions of the basophil? Histamine, serotonin, heparin. They are involved in the inflammatory reaction. They are involved in the inflammatory reaction. So what are the secretions of the basophil? They are heparin, serotonin and histamine. These secretions are involved in the inflammatory reaction. So next we learn about the lymphocyte. So this lymphocyte is a granulocyte. So A means what? Absence. So granules means what? Tiny particles in the cytoplasm. So if the granules are absent, then it is known as what? A granulocyte. First one is a lymphocyte. This lymphocyte, it consists about 28% of the WBC cells. They consist of large nucleus. It consists of large nucleus with little or less cytoplasm. The appearance or structure of the lymphocyte, it consists of large nucleus with less cytoplasm, and then it consists of two type of cells. They are B cell and the T cell. That is a B lymphocyte and the T lymphocyte. So this B cell, it produces the antibodies. It's a one mark question. The B cell, it produces the antibodies that utilize the harmful effects of the foreign substances or else the microbes. This T cell, it plays a very important role in the cell-mediated immunity. So what is the cell-mediated immunity? The cell itself, it destroys the pathogen without producing the antibody. That is known as what? CMI or cell-mediated immunity. It is also very important one mark question. The B cell produces what? Produces the antibodies. The T cell plays a very important role in the cell-mediated immunity. That is, the cell itself destroys the pathogen without producing the antibodies. Next, we learn about the monocyte. This monocyte is also a grade A granulocyte, and it consists of 1 to 3% of the total WBC cells. And then, if the monocyte in the central nervous system, it forms as a microglia in the sinuses of the liver. The macrophages are formed in the liver. That is known as what? Cooper cells. It's a one mark question. Then, what are macrophages? At the site of infection, the monocytes are converted into the macrophages. At the site of infection, the monocytes are converted into the macrophages. If the macrophages are seen in the liver, then it is known as what? Cooper cells. If the macrophages are seen in the pulmonary, that is in the lungs, then it is known as what? Alveolar macrophages. The monocyte, it is also a granulocyte. Then what is the percentage? It is about 1 to 3%. Then if the monocytes are converted into the macrophages, if the macrophages are seen in the liver cell, then it is known as what? Cooper cells. If the macrophages are seen in the lungs or pulmonary, then it is known as what? Alveolar macrophages. These platelets are otherwise known as what? Thrombocytes. The platelets are otherwise known as what? Thrombocytes. And then these platelets are produced from the megakaryocytes. They are produced from the megakaryocytes. So mega means what? Large. Karyo means what? Nucleus. So the special cells in the bone marrow. That is known as what? Megakaryocytes. This megakaryocytes produces the platelets. The main function of the platelets helps in the clotting of the blood. The main function of the platelets or thrombocytes, it helps in the clotting of the blood. If the platelet decreases, it leads to the bleeding disorder that is known as what? Hemophilia. That is an excessive loss of blood from the body. If the platelet number decreases, it leads to the disorder known as what? Hemophilia. It is known as what? Hemophilia. That is a bleeding disorder. It leads to the excessive loss of blood from the body, and thrombocytes. It is produced from the special bone marrow cell that is known as what? Megakaryocytes. There is no nucleus. If the platelet number decreases, it leads to the bleeding disorder known as what? Hemophilia. That is an excessive loss of blood from the body. So this class we learned about the structure of the heart. So the heart was discovered by the Raymond D. Weissens. The upper chambers are known as what? Auricles. The lower chambers are known as what? Ventricles. Then in the right auricle, it receives a deoxygenated blood through the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The left auricle receives the oxygenated blood through the four pulmonary veins. In the right ventricle, there arises the pulmonary artery. It carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. In the left ventricle, there arises the aorta. It supplies the oxygenated blood to the all the parts of the body. Then there are four walls are present in the heart. They are tricuspid, bicuspid, and two semilunar walls. So the main function of these walls is to prevent the backward flow of the blood. Then next we learn about the origin and the conduction of the heart. That is a sino-auricular node or the pacemaker. Then arioventricular node. Then bundle of his and Purkinje fibers. Then the blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. What are three layers? Tunica intima, tunica media, and tunica externa. And then a composition of the blood, plasma and the blood cells corpuscles. Blood cells or the corpuscles. The blood cells are the RBC, WBC, and platelets. So what are the types of WBC cells? Monocyte, lymphocyte, eosinophil, basophil, and the neutrophil. What is the other name for the platelet? It is known as what? Thrombocytes. It helps